Boom, hello, and welcome to the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast. This is the #1 podcast in the executive protection game, and this is the largest free real-world library of executive protection content in existence. So sit back, relax, dig in, and enjoy the show. While we honor the slogan that executive protection is more than just a job, ladies and gentlemen, it really is a lifestyle. Boom. Boom, here we are, Close Protection Conference. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, maybe even one of the cool guys.
I don't know about that, though. Cool guys, I don't know. It's in writing, though. That's
it is in writing, right? I couldn't believe I was on the bottom row, man, which, God bless him.
Well, I think it's out of age kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Real coolness,
Yeah, I'm still cutting my teeth in the game. But here we are, Close Protection Conference. I've got Christian West. You guys know who he is. He's done some amazing things. So what's the update? What are you up to these days, sir?
Well, I'm kind of back in the game, if you will. I'm back with a new startup company together with Joe LaSorsa. It's called Executive Support and Logistics, ESL. Wow. And just been at it for about 4 months, and time to see if we can make some good stuff happen, Executive
Support and Logistics.
Absolutely.
That's a smart name. That's a smart name.
I don't know.
So.
I mean,
yeah.
It's one of those things, what do you call a new company? Right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I actually think that the people that a name matters the least to are the customers.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you only have to convince them once, right? Then they're kind of like a customer, and after that, they associate that company typically with you, right?
Yeah.
So names for companies, people spend times and times thinking out the right name.
Right.
I think a lot of times you just need to go with what comes to you, and then take it from there, right?
Like, what do we do? What is the focus? Is it manpower? Is it anything that they need?
And I think a lot of times, the executive protection name and the bodyguard name and the protector name and whatever is associated with a certain image, right? And if we really went up into the helicopter and we look at how much of the whole aspect of protection is actually meant on the physical part, right? There's just as much logistics and support as there is hard skills and confrontational stuff, right?
And more, right? Really.
Well, way more, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So what are you guys focusing on right now? What are the initiatives that you're working on?
Well, the initiative that we're working on is this thing that, and you know me, I get super nerdy about this stuff. But
that's the game, man.
Something that we right now refer to as EP 3.0, which in my opinion is kind of like the next evolution in how we can do things better and smarter and maybe more cost effective. And I think for years we've been kind of like sniffing around stuff like integrating technology for real.
Trying to figure it out.
Figure out better manpower solutions, integrate training in a way better way. And obviously since it's me and Joe LaSorsa, the training part is a big part because we've been doing that for so long. But kind of making it into a more holistic approach, I think is what we're playing with the most with.
Outstanding.
Yeah, you have to try and make it different, right?
Yeah.
And make it better. And I think one of the few things that I've always been pretty good at is reinventing myself.
Yeah.
So I think that, I've been in this game for almost 30 years. It's kind of a failure
if we
life. But it's kind of a failure if you still do the same thing as I was taught 30 years ago, right? So it's important that we kind of like figure out the best way of doing it. And the world is kind of evolving around us. So if we don't evolve with it, we'll be dinosaurs.
100%. And we will go extinct, myself included.
All of us, right? All of us,
That's the game.
So it's good.
That's awesome. That's exciting. What would you say? What direction do you feel like our industry is going in? What tectonic plates are you seeing shift?
That's kind of interesting because I think I've actually been sitting down writing a little bit of a white paper, and I don't know where it's going to go on that about the whole evolution, and that's where I kind of came to this 3.0 thing because I think that I've been in this game almost 30 years, right? And in the beginning, we were kind of establishing ourselves, like figuring out how do we even work with these clients, how do we take it from bodyguards to executive protection, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Then we had about 10 years where the industry was kind of growing and it became something. Then the last 10 years, 5-10 years more or less, the industry became big and there was a lot of consolidation, and we went from executive protection was the last thing people built in security, to now it's one of the top things people build when they start a new security program. So if you look at that 1-2, I think level 3 will be there'll be room for a lot of specialization, you know, because a lot of the clients that even have big security programs and whatever, they need something to either augment it or some will change to stuff that's very, very specialized, right? So I think the next 5-10 years, in my opinion, will be a rise of a new era of boutique companies. They would not even interfere with the business of the big ones because they've gotten so big.
Yeah.
But I think that there are clients out there that are looking for something that's very, very special. Yeah. You know, in one way or another.
Interesting. And the big companies kind of may focus on huge foundational parts of protection, like the manpower solution or the this or that. And the boutique ones will bring in more special, like the digital support.
Yeah, and all kinds of other things. But if you look at it in the military, I mean, why do we have special forces, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We have them to do very small, specialized things, right?
Amphibious.
Exactly, and I think it's the same in the business world. You know, there's always need for big.
Yeah.
But in certain cases, small, very fine-tuned machines can work really, really well.
Right? Fit gaps and then
I think so.
Make the whole thing work. This is, man, we're learning, man. He's got.
I don't know. That's just my take on it, right? Yeah. And that doesn't need to be right. It's just right in my crazy brain.
Yeah. And it's a valuable place. How's the, something I've been really interested in is how is the, you have some courses on, and you've been doing some kind of mentoring with the business of executive protection and helping people with their businesses. Are you still offering that, or how's that going?
I do, but there's kind of like a little bit of a limit to my capacity, right? So I typically say that I can kind of do 5 to 8 coaching programs at the same time because then I have a certain time frame that I can allocate to it. Yeah. And it's been good. I mean, it's been, I would say half the companies that has went through it have gotten huge successes out of it, right? And other companies have gotten some success out of it because you kind of have to be ready when you go into a coaching. But you know how it is. It's like when you learn anything, right? Some take it all in right away, and some it takes a little bit of time, and some people don't always agree with what it is that you're trying to do, maybe because you didn't click or they're not ready or whatever. I don't know, but it's been good. You know, it's really interesting to see in this business people actually listening to some of the business aspects of how to run their business better. Yeah.
That is the whole, one of the pitfalls I see is a lot of operators, a lot of agents want to get into business, and you got to realize that being an agent and being a business owner, those are two different skill sets.
Very different.
Those are two different skill sets, mindsets, all those things.
Very different. And you can see that in these coaching programs, right? Because just for people to actually know what kind of money they make at the end of the year and what they think they make, right? Yeah. There's a big difference in that, right? And the whole thing of people understand that if you don't have sales, you don't have nothing.
You don't have anything. No blood. Yeah, man. There's a few years where I was like, they're like, you made this much this year. And I was like, who?
What? Yeah.
Who made this much? I'm like, everyone I know? Everyone else? I was like, you know.
Yep.
So, we've been learning, man. We've been learning and growing.
There's no fun of working 1,000 hours for nothing, right?
Yeah, you know. I love my people, but you've got to really, figure out how to make it, sustain you too, man.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else would you say? What would you say to, new guys getting into the industry? Or actually, I would say, or even advice for boutique businesses right now in this industry?
If I were, well, I guess that's kind of what we're doing. But, if you're coming out with a new security company or EP company, or if you're kind of in the realm of wanting to specialize and whatever, I think whatever kind of place you choose to fill in this ecosystem of client needs, if you get really, really, really good at that, to a certain degree, all you have to do is tell people about it.
Right, get the word
out. Then it'll come, right? Because if you're specialized in the right way to work with the right clients and do the right things, there should be a need for what it is that you're specializing in, right? Because obviously, if our spectrum of clients were this wide 10 years ago and it's this wide now, there are way more needs, right? And there are way more niches. So I think that if you really want to dig in and be a boutique company, you have to figure out what you're good at and what it is you want to specialize in, and then remember that you're there for the client's sake, not for your sake.
Yes. So find your niche. and dominate
really good
your grid square.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then serve the companies and the clients that really need that.
Yeah.
That's the cheat code. This is good stuff. Hey
man,
it's
always
an
fun
honor.
talking
yeah,
to you, buddy.
Man. Love it. Good stuff, man.
Always.
And we do our link up here at the event. And we got more good stuff coming for you guys. We're still just warming up. We're still just unwinding. So it's always an honor. Heck yeah.
Take care, bud.
Boom. Dude, Elliott, man. This is awesome, bro. Finally, we get to do some stuff, hang out. Yeah. We always catch up at these events, you know. Yeah. How's life, brother? What you been up to in the game, man?
Bro, just so busy with the UFC stuff.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I get to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
So the wife will allow me on a week off. She's like, okay, you can go to the conference.
Yeah,
you can go
be
to
with the
SHOT
boys
Show.
for a second. Oh, yeah.
But that's it because I'm gone all the time.
Yeah, that's
so it's cool, the traveling around, getting to see everybody, but
yeah, man.
It's busy, dude.
It's busy. I mean, you guys are hammering all the time. You're moving all the time. Mm-hmm. Then when you get home, it's like, it's such valuable time. I mean, I left the house, you know, got kids like, Daddy, you know, like I was like, oh gosh, this is crazy. I never thought I'd deal with this, you know, but it's amazing too at the same time.
Yeah, it's wild. Like go home. So last week we did the show in Austin.
Yeah.
I went home for 2 days and then came up here. And then I'm going home Friday and then Sunday flying to Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's such a quick turnaround. Luckily, they got to come up for a couple days for Austin, see the show, because now I'm in San Antonio.
That's beautiful when that can happen.
Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't happen very often because it's hard to get the whole family out to an event.
Yeah. There's like a private security underground. Like if you're a good dude and you've been around a little bit, like there's certain things you can get away with, you know, dudes at certain venues, you know. There's like the everyone else way, and then there's like, do I know security? Like, do I know the guys kind of world, you know?
Yeah.
What would you say to I don't know, what would you say to like dudes wanting to get into this game, man? When you're looking at new applicants, what are you looking for in guys trying to get in here?
You know, the good dude thing. For sure. That's the biggest thing. You find somebody and you can say, hey, this guy's a good dude.
Yep.
He comes highly recommended from other good dudes that you know. But I'm always looking for potential in guys, right?
Nice.
So I don't care what the resume says.
Right.
I don't really care about your background and your experience because that's minimal compared to the potential I can see in somebody.
Right.
Because we can teach people how to do security.
100%. I can teach you tactics.
Yeah, you can't teach somebody how to be a good dude.
Character
or social skills.
Yeah,
the
judgment,
customer service stuff.
Yeah, man. I had one dude. He was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
He was a nice guy, but like he made a judgment, just horrible judgment call. Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can help his judgment. There's so many choice points he's going to run into that I just can't train him for all of them. Like if he just has bad judgment, he's going to break it. And sure enough, man, like I wish I could tell you what it was, but it was one of those things where you're like, he is not doing that right now. And like sitting there and he's like, it just was so bad. But anyways, continue, man. Judgment's another one of those. It's like you got to have decent judgment, man.
Common sense.
Yeah.
You can't always teach people that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard because you want to see good people with good intentions be successful.
Yes.
But a lot of what we do is very specific, and those little things you can't really teach people sometimes. So, like how to interact with certain individuals.
Right.
You can try to teach that, but some of it's just
you have to have a certain level of social intelligence.
Yeah, man.
And you have to. And you know what? Here's another one that might be kind of controversial, but I remember it. One of my best friends said this to me. He's like, "Bro," he's like, "We're just kind of cool." And it actually goes pretty far. He's like, your clients, when they just feel like good around you, like you're attractive, you're fit, you just kind of have a little bit of an X factor, a vibe, you fit into their world and you make it cooler, better, and all those things, like those things actually matter. Like they actually want you around. Yeah. You know, being I mean, maybe you are good or not good looking, but if you're fit, like it just solves so many problems. But like there's this thing I've noticed, there's a vanity to this industry. And when you can kind of like serve that by being your best self mentally, emotionally, and physically, like it's kind of seamless. It just starts to happen. People start wanting you around. People want you to be representing their brand.
Yeah. Those things are real, man. Like that being cool factor.
Yeah, bro.
Because it doesn't matter how good you are at your job.
Yeah.
Like if your client, your principal doesn't really like you,
Jive,
they don't get a good like
sense
of,
and feeling.
It's not going to work.
100%.
They're going to find somebody else. So
Yep.
I'm always telling people, man, I'm like, you got to learn how to interact with people.
Yeah.
And it's like at the UFC, we get all of Dana's guests and all the celebrities that show up and all the athletes and the coaches and the managers and everybody I have to interact with. And not every single one is a great interaction for me, obviously, because it's not going to happen with every person. But the vast majority, they remember me.
Right.
Because I make them feel good. I made sure they had a good time. I helped them if they had a problem rather than just blowing them off.
Yep.
So even people we know are, hey, these guys are kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'll still make it work.
Right.
So that when they leave there, they had a good feeling.
Yep.
Even though maybe they were a pain in my ass, but I didn't tell them that.
Yeah, and this game, the funny thing about this game too is like sometimes we get confronted with these opportunities to talk and interact with clients. We want to say the right things. We want to like impress them or whatever it is. But one of the principles that's helped me is like people don't remember what you say nearly as much as how you make them feel. That's what fires the brain.
So
true.
true.
Like when you walk away, they're like, yeah, man, that guy was cool.
Yeah.
Hanging with this guy was awesome. He solved problems for us. And then what you do when you do what you were just talking about is you end up winning them over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After a while, they're kind of like, oh, okay, Elliott's here. Thank you. He's going to help us.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
That's
And
how it
you're
goes.
like,
It's
literally,
crazy,
bro.
But
Yeah,
it
man.
makes your job easier.
100%, man.
So much easier when you can befriend people
Yes,
and like develop a little bit of a relationship, a
Yep.
working relationship.
Yep.
And it goes that way with other security dudes that you may be working alongside. There's a lot of headbutting that happens.
A lot
like
of flexing, bro.
we both have our clients
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But I'm going to take
Angling
care of
for
my
space.
client.
And
Yeah. When I was like, hey, dude, if we just coordinate, we can make this work even
Smooth,
better.
man. Yeah. No, I love it.
It's trying to get people to understand that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I figured that out early on, but I did, and I know it works.
Yeah.
So I just try to tell people that maybe aren't already that way, that I could still mold a little bit and tell them, hey, this is what you need to focus on if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
Because these are the things. It's not all of the high-speed training stuff. That stuff is great.
Right. Have it.
Yeah.
Be capable. Be competent. But you'll make your money
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
doing this other stuff.
Absolutely, because that's going to be 99% of what you do.
100%.
Right? That 1%, you need to have those skills. But
Yeah.
99% of the time, you're just interacting with other human beings.
Yep.
If you're not good at that, you're not going to be successful.
Yep.
Nobody's going to want you around.
100%, man. What would you say about like the direction? Are you seeing anything, if you're looking forward, is there anything you see coming in the industry that you would want to tell people about or that you're feeling or sensing, you know, like as you look at the game, any changes, any shifts?
It's definitely getting busier. It's a good time to be in security.
Get them.
In the business.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
The way the world is going,
Yeah,
the way
man.
people are feeling,
Yep.
security is becoming not even more necessary because it always is.
It always
but
was.
people are realizing that necessity, right?
Yes.
So, and I think we're shifting towards more of the mindset of the working together, like we're talking about. Rather than the headbutting and
Ego crap.
the fighting for that space
Yeah.
and the clients, because we know there's enough work for everybody.
Yeah. There's more work than a lot of us can handle.
Yeah, you don't have to fight over it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the industry's going more in that direction, which is really cool. But it's taking guys like you
Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's an honor.
to be able to like show people that this is the way.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So like I applaud what you're doing because
a lot.
you're real. You're out there. Everybody sees you.
Yeah, man.
Like oh, well, this guy's really successful. I should probably listen to what he's saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should. You should listen to what Byron is saying.
That means the world, man. Coming from you, bro. Heck yeah, that means the world,
Appreciate
man.
it.
And that's what I've been trying to do, man.
Yeah.
More awareness for our industry so the world knows who we are, what we do, respects us as professionals, There's some value in making what we do look cool, so that,
of course.
like, I more now than ever, I'm getting, like, DMs from kids being like, I want to be an executive protection agent when I grow up. Like, where do I start? What do I do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's gnarly, man. When I started in this game, it was like dudes, like, you just better know somebody who's on an EP detail. You get sucked in. You don't know if you'll ever be on another detail for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You feel like the luckiest guy in the world. You know?
It's wild.
Now it's so developed and all this stuff. So making this what we do like a legit vocation where people can be like, there's a career path here. There are options here.
Yeah.
Freaking guys are getting stock benefits. It's like stock options. So that's really been amazing, man.
Yeah, and the push, like my big push is getting a lot of the veterans as we are into the industry because it's an easier transition. Not for all of them,
100%.
Of course.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys that don't even think about going this route.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me because if you just get a little bit of good training with the company, you meet the right people, foundationally, you got a good base to work off of. Doesn't mean you're going to be good at this.
You got a decent engine already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not transition into something that is similar to what you were doing, but more importantly, surrounding yourself with like-minded dudes and giving somebody purpose again.
Yep.
Because that's why so many of these guys are killing themselves.
100%.
That's
100%.
it. They're losing all their friends.
Yep.
They have no purpose.
Yeah.
Well, you can have a job
around
like-minded people again and have purpose.
Yeah.
And that solves that problem.
100%. Probably one of the things that saved my life. Absolutely, man. Like, I got out and I was like so disenchanted with reality. Like, you know what I mean? It was that whole come back, get back from war, and then be here and be like, is it like Nerf for the rest of my life? Like, like, is it just childproof scissors for the rest of and then getting slammed right into this industry, it did exactly those things. Purpose gave me an excuse to stay dangerous, to stay vigilant, to stay fit, all that stuff, and then to monetize that. And like the reality of being a warrior is that you're it's a high level of service, like you can't just identify as a warrior, you will get wrecked. You can't just identify as a protector, right?
Yeah.
So, it gave me that, like, I can now serve in this new way, these new people. And it wasn't about the people. It wasn't about the clients, how good they were, how bad to me. It was that I'm a protector. I identify as this. Yeah. This is who I am in the world. This is what I'm getting paid doing, protected by nature and by trade. So what you're saying is truth, and I believe it'll save lives. I've seen it save lives. This is an ideal. And then, like, you're waiting to get picked up by law enforcement. You're waiting to get picked up by federal law, whatever it is. Dude, get into the industry. Start cracking off, doing some events.
Yeah, why not?
Working some clients, making some side money, and you might find something, with a little bit less red tape. You might find something you like a little bit more, man. A little more freedom. Yeah, man. So,
it's cool. Guys are seeing it, though. Like, they're seeing you. Even me. I'm not a celebrity, but I'm on TV working.
In the game,
It's just the dynamic of my job.
Yeah.
But, being a veteran, being like, this is what I do now, people are recognizing that and be like, oh, I can do that. And, we're willing to help you, too. Yeah. That's not the only thing. Like,
100%.
There's help out there.
Yeah, man.
We're all about it. So let's get more of those dudes in the industry.
Yeah.
So.
Get some purpose, man, and monetize that. Get back to doing the stuff you were designed to do, which is serving people by being a warrior, protecting folks, man. That's the good stuff, dude. Heck yeah. Is there anything else, like what you're up to, any new projects you're doing, anything else you want to let the industry, the world know about?
Yeah, I got some stuff I'm working on. UFC keeps me busy, and I love my job, man. It's awesome.
I love seeing that beard every time they pan that. I'm like, that's my boy right there.
It's such a cool job.
Yeah,
it's crazy that I got in there, but I'm always liking to stay active in the industry, liking to help people out. So I've got a project that I've been working on with a team, and it's almost ready. I wanted to present it here. We just had some hiccups with even myself with moving out to Texas and everything, some delays. But
congratulations, man.
Thank you. I'm a Texan now.
What's up?
So right now we're developing a platform. We have an online platform at the moment, which is going to be later. We're going to develop an app.
Okay.
And it's going to basically help guys get jobs in the industry. It's going to help the employers and the contractors find each other.
Heck yeah.
And then provide some kind of social media aspect networking for the industry, just the industry. And I think it's going to be really helpful to the industry as a whole. It's going to bring people together, kind of like the conference does.
Yeah.
But I saw a need for staffing, which is
100%,
what security
man.
is.
We all experience this need. Like,
dude, it's
constantly.
all staffing, especially for events and stuff.
Yeah, man. And you're only as good as your manpower, man.
Yeah. So how do you connect with these guys last minute to staff an event and this and that, and they're calling this person, that person. So I got a group chat that has over 100 people in it. Well, that's too much for a group chat now. So I'm like, well, how can we make this more efficient?
Yeah.
So I have this awesome team.
Heck yeah.
Of just absolute killer tech guys that have worked at the top of the industry, and they're developing this right now.
Love it.
And so hopefully soon we'll be ready for investors and all that, because I didn't realize what it takes to build an app.
Yeah, like actually do it right. Yeah, bro.
So that's going to be coming soon.
Yeah.
There's going to be opportunities for sponsorships on there. I think it's going to have a really big impact in the industry. Yeah. And the cool thing about it is the more people that use it, the more useful it is to everybody.
100%.
So 100%. I'm going to try to do whatever I can with that to benefit the industry. Yeah, I'm really excited about it coming along.
When you drop it, let me know. We'll hop on the podcast. We'll let the world know, let the whole game know about it, man.
Oh, I can't wait to have the whole presentation and talk about it. Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
it's going to be sick.
Good. It's good when you're working a project and you're just like, I'm so excited about this.
Yes.
Like, this is going where I want it to go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be cool because I think it's going to contribute to a lot of people.
It's a pain point in this business, man. Like, it's a pain point we're constantly dealing with. I get a text from a client or a situation right now, and I'm going to be like, we need to we need to do backflips until we get the right guy to that client, man. So like, that's the game, man. So
trying to find a more efficient way to do that everybody has access to.
Yeah, bro. Solving problems. That's entrepreneurial stuff. Dude, it's an honor, bro. Boom. Thanks for hanging, dude.
Thanks, brother.
It's always
Appreciate
good.
you.
We be linking up at these shows, man, and getting after it.
SHOT Show next.
Yeah, man. You already know it. Boom. Boom. What's going on, y'all? I'm hanging here with Steve, man. It's an honor, my man. It's good to see you. You know, we're working out here. We're making some moves.
My new business partner here in Dallas.
Heck yeah, man. Doing some things. Couldn't do it without you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's an honor.
No, thank you. Absolutely. Came through the course, crushing the game, you know.
I'm trying to stay afloat, Byron. I'm trying to get to where you're at. You know what I mean?
No, that's part of it, man. That's part of it. At every level of the game, you will feel like you're trying to stay afloat.
True.
And then you hit these little milestones, though, that like they're like little wake up moments. Like, this is what I've been working for, you know. Like, you hit these little milestones along the way. But I think the monster of chaos is always still right there, you know.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. One of my mentors, Elijah Shaw, told me a while back, reading his book, and he said when he first started getting into the game, he would take any job, any and every job.
Walk through all the doors.
And
man.
it's so true.
Yeah.
Because every little thing adds up.
Yep.
And you never know who you're going to meet on each detail and so forth and so on. So
yeah.
I literally was just gobbling everything up like Pac-Man when I first got in this business.
Yeah, man.
You know?
That's a really powerful principle. That's what I tell, you know, everyone who comes through the course. And you'll know when that season's over. But if you're not feeling like you have too much opportunity, that season's not over, man. Walk through all the doors and create as much opportunity as possible, man.
And I think you say also to your students as well, I'm one of your students as well, you tell us all that to, you know, learn every facet of the security industry.
Yeah.
Like I came up, you know, like a little back history, bouncing in nightclubs.
Yep.
You know, and then started working with VIPs and celebrities at the nightclubs, and then one thing led to another. Then I got put on RSD details and so forth and so on, and just do it all, man. Learn every facet. So then you're very well rounded when it comes to security. Yeah,
I mean, because you know, you don't want to be hollow, man, because you'll get faced with things on your journey, and that's one of the reasons why I leave. You know, you guys get that online curriculum and you have it for the rest of your careers, because you know, you might be doing RSD for however long, or you might just be doing local movements, and then your client's like, hey, man, I'm going to go to Tahiti next week, and all of a sudden your DL's looking at you like, hey, bro, we're going to push you out a week in advance, and you got to set the whole thing up and, like, make sure when we land, everything's dialed in, and you're going to have to, like, do all this, man. And so it's like, really, in this game, don't take anything for granted. Learn everything you can. And then also have a network, man. Have a group of people you can reach out to help solve problems, because you will never at any point know everything you need to know.
That's totally true. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. You always want to, lean on your peers, the people that you trust are loyal and, are going to steer you in the right direction,
Mm-hmm. And then, and now that you've started, and it's really cool for me to see, guys that have come through our course, like, starting their own PPOs, their own companies in the game. We got directors of different companies, within just like a few years.
I know.
We did our podcast. You were on the podcast. Was that like maybe 2 years?
I say a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and now here you are. You got your own company. You're out here.
I partner with Byron Rodgers. Come on now.
Get out of here.
It's a dream come true.
I appreciate you, man.
No, I'm serious.
But we have the Marine Corps background. That's easy stuff.
Absolutely.
But now you're at this level, and I would say, man, being an operator, being a grunt, and being a businessman are two different skill sets, man. What have you been learning as you've been starting your business out here, and as you guys have been taking territory? What advice would you give somebody who's like, hey, man, I'm thinking about starting my own business. I'm good at EP. Maybe I'll start a company.
Yeah.
What's the thought?
That's a good question. Don't think that you know everything.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a new territory for me in Texas.
Yeah.
Learn the statutes, learn the laws.
Yeah.
Because it's way different than California or other states, where every state has its own statutes and laws in conducting security. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Also, get out and network and learn your city.
Yeah.
And learn where all the hot spots are at. Learn where the principals would want to go if they come in for out of town or whatever.
Yeah.
Learn where the best steakhouses are at. Learn where the best nightclubs are at. Whatever your the clientele that you cater to would be interested in doing.
Yeah.
Learn all the greatest things that you have, like, I guess as you say, an arsenal of things to offer them.
Yeah.
When they do when you do get a client out here.
Yep.
Or you have clients coming in out of town to visit.
So good advance work, essentially.
Exactly.
Like business advance work,
100%. Yep.
Heck yeah, man.
Definitely, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. So, things have been going pretty well. I have my company now for just shy under 3 years.
Yeah.
Here in Texas. Be honest with you, I haven't really broke into the EP market out here.
Yeah.
It's more of a outside of the state kind of clientele I still have.
Yeah.
That I still cater to. Do a lot of traveling with a couple of my current clients, which is great. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's keeps the lights on. Keeps food in the belly and a roof over my head.
Yep.
But as far as expanding, I think I'm partnering up with other like-minded companies that are kind of crushing the game in their own respective regions.
Yeah.
My business partners, they're in New York right now. They're called BMC Executive Security Group. Michael Bolkovich. I think you've worked with him before in New York. We partnered up, and we're now getting into the Florida territory. We're going after Tennessee.
Heck yeah.
So we're getting licensing out there as well.
Tennessee's growing, man. That's turning into another market for us.
Yeah, I think my niche I found is more celebrity VIP protection.
Yeah.
I like the high visibility clients. I like the action, I guess.
Yeah.
Moving
fast.
Yeah, moving fast. I like the fast movement, and I think tackling those entertainment hubs across the U.S. is kind of where the work's going to be.
100%,
and it's going to bring the money.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's a different. There's so many levels and compartments and skill sets in this game, and being able to navigate that world, it's like if you're a stateside guy, like jumping into some of this like third world country stuff, like you need a guide, like if you're a corporate guy and you want to get into celebrity stuff, like you need a guide, like
exactly.
It's just like dominating your grid square, your client demographic. That stuff's huge. I had Christian West on here earlier talking about like really, really like almost niching your company down and let the big companies do like the Army kind of like.
Exactly.
We offer executive protection, and then like the smaller companies, he's saying, find your niche and just master it. Yep. And so you can fill these gaps. And even if a bigger company calls you, you can fill that gap. And the industry has gaps, man. So this is awesome.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think, like I said, being an operator and kind of in that niche for so long now, and then becoming an owner of a company, I've been fortunate enough to get some actual clients that are in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
And now I have full-time that I run their teams and stuff. So it's kind of like, cool, wow, so the niche I was operating in, I'm actually transitioning over as an owner and staying in that field.
And it's organic. And
I just think it works. I mean, it's something I enjoy, and it's something I don't look at it as work. I'm protecting. I'm a protector, as you say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a protector. I love to do what I do.
Yeah.
And it just works for me.
Heck yeah,
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Good stuff, Steve, man.
Hell yeah, Byron.
It's
Appreciate
always an
you,
honor,
man.
bro.
Likewise, man.
Too easy.
December 5, brother.
Rah. Boom. Man, it's an honor to be here with you, man, from start to finish, watching you rise in the game, get some amazing positioning in the game, start a career and all that stuff, man. What advice would you give somebody who was where you were a few years ago getting ready? How long have you been in the game anyway? Let's start there.
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years, boom. And then when?
But now it's really starting to blow up.
It's starting to blow up.
Yeah.
When did things shift for you, man? What changed?
What changed for me was moving.
Moving, okay.
Moving from Florida to Nevada. That really blew up for me. Then taking your course.
Y'all hear that?
Helped me even blow up even more.
Yeah.
And then coming to the conference.
Yes.
It helps out a lot.
100%.
Like meeting people, networking and stuff.
Yep.
It helped me get other jobs, working with different companies. And working with a company that ended up helping me get on with now being with the EP for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So, and it just keeps blossoming and blossoming.
Yeah. So, let's deconstruct that, right? So, okay, putting yourself in a place where there's more action, moving. That's huge, because I remember when we linked up, you were just about to make that move or had just made that move or something like that.
Yeah, just made the move.
And let's talk about the emotional intelligence behind that. That's a risk. And everybody who is attached to you is looking at you like, yo, is this going to work? Like, I'm going to follow you. Like that. Like you had to have some brass balls to do that, man.
Yeah, I mean, so once I make my mind up that I'm going all in.
100%.
And I'm like, regardless, whatever happened, I'm just going to move out there.
Yeah.
And then what happened once I began the process of moving, I was able to get on with a company. So when I moved, I had work
to land on your feet.
Yeah.
Good, man. No, that's wisdom. And then investing in your training, which then gave you access to what network, made you more attractive to employers, and then things started happening.
Yeah, because I done an EP course before yours.
Yeah.
It got me some recognition, but once I moved and then done yours, then it helped me get more recognition.
Heck yeah.
And then, like I said, coming to the conference, meeting different companies, hiring managers.
Yeah.
Because they see your resume, but now they put a face with it.
Yep.
So, the whole networking thing, and them actually talking to you and getting to know you.
Yeah, man. No, that means a lot. And that's one of the big things we talk about, people sometimes are asking me how good the conference is, all of this and all of that. And I'm like, look, I go to the conference for very specific reasons. Relationship management, network, constructing and the network, because your network really is your net worth. You're only as good as your network, and your company's only as good as the manpower that you can get. And all these things have to do with relationships, but remaining relevant in that space. But my main driver here is, you came to our course, and I was like, go to the conference, And then when you guys are here, I'm here to try to help you guys win and get those relationships, because this is where it happens. You know what I'm saying? And so that's, for me, it's almost like a class after the class, is telling guys where to put themselves so that they can win, and how to navigate these environments, how to dress, what's the objective. Talk to every single person here at the conference. Hit every single table at the conference, man. So it's awesome to hear that those things really were able to help you get what you got where you're going.
Yeah, and it's still, even today I'm still going here talking. Yesterday talking.
Yep.
So I'm going to still keep talking.
Yes.
Just still keep trying to tell people, hey,
yeah,
you need
man.
help, I can help you.
Yep. And then be a solid dude, man, and be a solid cat that they can depend on. Professionalism, demanding excellence from yourself, and that's the stuff. And then the word gets out.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you got more companies calling you than you can deal with.
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. I tell you, one of the proudest moments for me this last year, man. I was at a UFC game. You know, one of the cool kids invited me there, and I wasn't even working. I was just hanging out. And then I see two of our guys. I see Henry and Greg, man, hitting the floor and working, you know, working clients down at the floor. And I was like, yo, that's my guys. I'm not going to do it, you know. I was like trying to take selfies with you guys while you were working. I love it, man. I love
I do
seeing
have
y'all
to
win.
say, that's intimidating having somebody that trained you, watching you, make sure you.
I didn't even think about that. I was too. I was like watching the way he was moving. I was like, you know, that's so cool, man.
Yeah,
this is the good stuff, man. This is the good stuff from when you started to where we're at now, man. So.
And what people don't realize too about your class,
Yeah.
Especially mine, like you form a brotherhood where
100%.
where I continually keep talking to people.
Yeah.
That I went through school with.
Yes.
That we keep in contact with each other.
Yep.
And, you know, if they keep moving up in whatever field they in, then they can help you out even later on.
Yeah,
so
a lot of them
you
are
just keep that whole camaraderie going on with everybody that you graduate with.
Yep.
It keeps helping out.
That's huge because a lot of them are directors now. They're helping build other companies. They're also starting their own companies.
Yeah.
You know, and the reality is you might have a good job today, but you better you better be selling security all the time because you never know what the next gig is going to be.
No, that's right.
Or when that whatever you got is over, you know? So it's all about the relationships, man.
Yeah, no, you constantly have to keep working in this industry because a detail can be gone tomorrow.
Yes.
They can say, oh, it's a year detail, then it's over.
It's over, man. Accounting changed their minds.
You're like, oh, all right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got to keep the connection rolling so that you can call on somebody else when you do.
Yeah,
Somebody
man.
That does happen.
Yeah, man. The equation, I mean, the first equation of getting someone into the game, especially if they're a solid person, isn't that difficult. The second equation of helping them find a good home in the industry, that's the more complicated one because they have to find where they want to be, a right opportunity that compensates them the right amount, like work-life balance has to be assessed, what culture they like to be around, a good group of dudes with good management. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these considerations. And so understanding how to build that network and use it, that's a whole nother art form. That's the stuff that takes a few years to get right. You know, and you did a lot of it in a short order, but you might be doing it again in 10 minutes. That's the game, you know. Me and you, bro. So, you know.
Oh, you good.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. You know, so heck yeah, Henry. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Any advice to new guys that are looking to get into this game that are like, man, how do I make this thing work? How do I show up? How do I find opportunity? Any advice to those guys?
I would tell them when you get in the game, don't be so focused on it has to be an EP job.
Yeah.
You know, I have people hit me up on LinkedIn and they like, oh, I'm not working EP. They got me doing residence, or they got me doing this at a static position. I'm like, but you're still working. Yep. Like, don't be so focused on it has to be EP.
Right.
Like, is appreciate the small stuff first, and you will get there. But don't just give up on the job because they ain't giving you people.
100%, man. That's an ego thing.
I'm like,
man.
you won't be working long in this industry.
Private. I almost changed it to like private security specialist. Like, I almost just wanted to just call it that because there's just so much more. There's so much good work in the ocean of private security. Executive protection is a compartment of that. It's really cool, but I mean, even for me, man, I'll take executive protection. I'll take private security stuff. I love protecting people, places, and things, you know? So if it's paying good and all the things are in the right place, let's go.
As long as the pay right.
Yes.
I done met guys who are doing this at a high level who told me they had a job where they went to go at a stable.
Yeah.
And just because there was high-end horses there, they wanted some guys to watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
It was easy.
It's easy. Some of the best jobs I've been on have been not protecting people, actually. Man.
It's like so don't be so focused on it has to be this. You have to be fine.
Yeah.
Just appreciate whatever job you get, and then just keep on going from there.
I love it, man. It's an honor, brother. Heck yeah, thank you. Looking forward to watching you to continued success, man. Because we still just warming up. We a couple years into this thing, man, and it's beautiful to be here, brother. Heck yeah.
All right, bro.
More to come. Boom.
Boom. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Staccato. My first pistol sponsor. I've been sponsored by a lot of companies, right, over the years. But when it comes to pistol, that's my bread and butter. Pistol is something I believe in. You know, I'm a competitive shooter. You know, we're shooting anywhere from, 800 rounds a month type of thing, right? So Staccato, being what I believe, is one of, if not the most complete handguns you can put in your hand. It's got every component that a handgun could have, should have. They're actually extremely dependable now that they've made some changes, and these things are straight up tack drivers. If you're looking for a pistol that will do as much of the work for you as a piece of hardware can, obviously you have to have the marksmanship and all the different things, but different guns perform at different levels. And I want to say that Staccato is one of, by far, for sure, take it from a competitive shooter, we're shooting the highest volumes of rounds constantly right now. Not used to have a background guy, but like right now, when you go shoot, you're going to see certain brands. Staccato is one of, if not the highest performing firearm that is both CCW, duty ready, and also competitive ready. So I want to give them a shout out. If you guys are looking for a good handgun to build your skills on top of, go check out Staccato. Much love and respect.
Boom, when it comes to the technology you use to protect your home, there's nothing better than Deep Sentinel. AI-driven, human-monitored technology that will keep you and your family safe for the same price you're paying for whatever Ring doorbell system you have. Check out Deep Sentinel. It's such an honor to join forces with these guys. They should be in every single house in the world. Get real-time Overwatch for you and your loved one. And for 10% off, depending on when you're watching this, don't forget to use code Byron at checkout. Boom. And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry, and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions.